Hello guys, this is Sanjay Shenoy from Team Digital Deepak and welcome to this new video. In this video, we'll be learning how to interlink your content, why it is so important and how you can actually go about interlinking your content. Interlinking as a SEO strategy has been overlooked by a lot of people, and which is why you can see that a lot of them struggle to get their rankings up higher in the search engines. And also, this is also the main reason why the internal pages of a lot of websites don't rank as well as the other pages, which tend to attract a lot more links. So in this video, we'll be learning everything about interlinking and why it is so important, why you should definitely not be ignoring interlinking as a SEO strategy for your website, and what are the kind of benefits you get with it. So let's get started. So before we proceed, let's try and understand why you should be interlinking in the first place. Well, the obvious reason is it definitely helps your users in navigating your website in a better manner, in a much easier manner, and they'll find all the content that they're looking for, all the information that they're looking for, and even discover new content and information about your website, product, or your service. Which also brings us to our next point. It helps in prolonging the session of each users. When I say this, when your website and your content is interlinked thoroughly, people will discover more content on your website, which will lead to more pages per session, which will lead to more time spent on your website, and it will definitely decrease your bounce rate. So all of these three factors are metrics, or rather signals, for your SEO performance. So if you do a good job at interlinking, it is definitely helping in generating positive user-centric metrics. The third one is it kind of defines the architecture and the hierarchy of your websites. So this is beneficial both for the users as well as for your robots and the spiders which will be crawling your website from the search engines. So defining the architecture and the hierarchy of your website helps both the users and the spiders crawl and find out more about your website as and when it gets updated. Like I mentioned before, it also provides spiders a clear structured path. So the way the spiders work, spiders are basically these programs designed by search engines which goes out on the internet and crawls the entire internet. And the way the spiders do this is basically they start off with one website and they follow all the links in that website and try to keep following that link. So by visiting one website, it will find out another website, and then it keeps on going again and again. So the spiders are crawling both your website, both for internal links and as well as external links. So if you have a good interlinked content on your website, it provides all these spiders a very clear and structured path and finds it much more easier for them to find your content on all your pages that are on your website. And the last one is obviously it helps in the flow of link juice or the ranking power and the page authority across the website. So most of the time when you're building links, you might be dropping in a link to your homepage itself, and when you do this, only the homepage is earning all the links. So if you really want all the rest of the pages to enjoy this particular link juice, you need to interlink it in a very nice manner, which I'll be showing you to how to do it in more of this video. So a good interlinked website provides more than just one advantage, and there is no reason why you should not be interlinking your content. So we'll find out how you can do this and what is the ideal way to do this. So this is how a typical website would look like. The homepage obviously will be linking out to the categories, and the categories will in turn be linking out to the posts and more content within the website. This is basically how it looks if you look at from a top to bottom view, and most websites, even websites like Amazon, follow this kind of structure. Although there is nothing wrong in it, but I think this structure is very limited in terms of interlinking. So there is all the links are just flowing vertically, and it's mostly unidirectional sometimes. So How do we make this better and how do we link to one another in a better manner? So one way to do it would be, an ideal website structure would look something like this, wherein the posts are linked to each other. So post 1 is linked to post 2, post 2 is linked to post 3, post 3 is linked to post 4, or post 1 is linked to post 3 or post 1 is linked to post 4. It can be anything for that matter. So right now, in fact, sometimes even the categories can be interlinked too, which will definitely help in ranking for the category pages also. So by doing this, now the link juice is not only flowing vertically, it is flowing horizontally as well. So if I had to build a link, say to post 1, now the link juice will start flowing through to post 2, post 3 and post 4. If I had to do it the other way, the only way the link juice would have reached post 2 would be, if when I linked it to post 1, would be it would go to category 1 and then reach post 2. So, which is obviously not the easiest way to get there, and the easiest way to get there is post 1 to post 2 directly. So, which is why it becomes so much more important for you to interlink your content, and this is what you should be aiming for. And obviously this is a very simplified version of how your website might look like, but if when you start interlinking, and by the end of the day you might find yourself in a website architecture which is much more complicated and much more interlinked than this visual representation here. But I hope you get the point. Don't keep it only vertical, keep it horizontal, keep it diagonal, interlink it as much as possible so that the link juice flows throughout the website, and wherever you're building links and whichever page you're building links to. And if you have to if you happen to earn links from websites where you have no control over, when you have a solid interlinking website architecture, the link juice flows throughout very nicely, which will make it much more easier for the pages to rank for the respective keywords. And obviously, like mentioned before, it helps in crawling these web pages themselves. So by now you must be wondering, so what are the different ways in which you can use the interlinks, or what are the different ways you can interlink your content with? One very important interlinking method that you can use is pagination. Pagination is basically a menu sort of thing that appears on top of your content, which basically tells out the hierarchy of your entire website. So if you go to, say, Amazon or something like that, it will show you that you are in electronics. Under electronics you are under TVs, and TVs you are under LED TVs. So that is basically pagination. And so each of these links acts as an internal link to the other page. So in the case of Amazon, in the case of Amazon, the links will be to the category pages and not necessarily to your product pages. So the way Amazon does it across different products is by linking it to related products, and people who bought this also bought this kind of thing. So Amazon does interlinking very intelligently and very effectively. In fact, not only does it drive a lot of cross sales, but it also helps in their SEO as well. So pagination is one way you can definitely look into interlinking. The next one is obviously anchor text, and I'll be showing you further in the video how to use anchor text and how to find content within your website, and possible or potential anchor text that you can use for interlinking your website. So anchor text is a great way to tell what a particular page is about. So, and Google definitely uses this information in trying to understand what the page is about. So if a particular link is using an anchor text which says Harley Davidson, then Google will know even before clicking the link the relationship between that anchor text and the link. So which helps Google in understanding that that particular link is talking about Harley Davidson. So anchor text is also a signal to Google in order to help it understand what that particular page it's opening for. But fair warning, please don't overdo it. You can get an over optimization anchor text penalty, and it can be bad news for you. So don't overdo it. Do it well within the guidelines of Google, and you should be all fine. And also, if you're using WordPress or something like that, you can definitely use plugins where it will show you related posts and popular posts and read more. So again, this is not only a way to interlink just for the search engines, but it is also a great way to increase user engagement on your website. So related posts will obviously show them posts that are closely related or thematically related to the post that you're writing. Popular posts, depending on how you want to show it, you can show the most popular post or the most important post that the user should be reading. And read more is obviously like there are so many posts you can just like curate and show different kind of content to your users. So these are some of the ways that you can definitely use to interlink your website. One very important thing, or again, this is something that a lot of people overlook. So you can use images also to interlink your website. Images can be in the form of, say, a logo, or just like an image of a building, or anything for that matter. It can also be an infographic. So there are different ways images can be used for interlinking. So don't hesitate to use images for interlinking. Footer links are also a great way to get interlinks site wide, basically. So every page that you open, if the footer is there, and if you want to interlink from every single page, so footer links is a great way to go. I see a lot of real estate marketplaces doing this, and even if you see it, you'll be able to see it, wherein you scroll down to the bottom of the page and you'll see that a lot of the category pages, for example, apartments for sale in Bangalore, apartments for sale in Hyderabad, all of these pages are linked in the footer using the anchor text apartments for sale in Bangalore and XYZ. So footer links is also a great way for you to like interlink your content. Again, be careful with this. Google doesn't like it when you overdo it, and I have seen a lot of big companies being penalized for overdoing something like this, but I have also seen big companies which have done it and survived the wrath of Google. So do it at your own discretion, and these are different ways that you can use interlinks for. Next, we will try and understand how to actually interlink your content. What is the process or the procedure that I would recommend, that I myself follow for all the blogs, and I will be following for all the properties that we own. So let me just quickly jump into it and show you how we do it. Okay, to start off with your interlinking project, the first thing that you might want to do is just quickly jump into Search Console and open up your property or your website for that matter. I am right now in the dashboard of Search Console for bikerboy.in. So from here, I am going to first find out the pages that are already ranking for certain keywords and attracting a few clicks, which can be improved. And I will also see what are the kind of queries they are ranking for, and since I would have done my keyword research, I'm hoping you would have also done it. I will try to find pages on the website itself which has all of these keywords and basically are interlinking opportunities. So I'll quickly run you through this entire process. It might sound a little confusing, but it's pretty straightforward. So the first thing I'll be doing is to click on search traffic and click on search analytics. So I'll be shown this page wherein it is telling me all the queries and all the number of clicks that I'm getting for these queries. And as you can see, I am getting clicks for pretty good keywords like the Harley Davidson Street 750 ownership review and the street light special review and things like that. I'm already ranking for these keywords, which is great. Let's see what pages are attracting this traffic. Obviously the home page is attracting the most traffic. But this page here is also getting about 20 clicks from search engines alone, and let's find out what queries it's ranking for. So basically I click on that arrow. Now Search Console will show me everything that has got to do with that page alone. So it's 20 clicks. So if I click on queries, it will show me all the queries it's receiving clicks for or is in the index for. So if I click on position here, it will also show me the position. So if you see here, For this particular keyword, my average position is 7.4. So this is definitely a page, and this is definitely a keyword that I would want to push further. So it says average 7.4, but actually within the search results itself, it's somewhere in the 5th position, as you can see here, and which is actually pretty great if you ask me. Without any kind of SEO, it is already ranking on 5th position. So plenty of opportunity here, especially in terms of interlinking. So what I will do here is try to find opportunities to link for within the website with pages that talks about Harley Davidson. So considering Biker Boy is still a young blog right now, I'm not too sure if I'll find enough content to interlink from, but you get the idea. Your blog might have a lot more content, or your client's website might have a lot more content where you can interlink from. So, but I'll give it a shot anyway, and the way I'll be doing it is pretty simple. I'll be using a search operator, which is site bikerboy.in plus Harley. So what this will do is, this is a site operator, site colon your domain name. This will list out all the pages that Google has indexed so far from this particular website. And since I've already put the keyword which I'm looking for from this website, it tells me that there are 7 pages which are talking about it. Obviously the first one is the page we are trying to interlink to, but there is also a street light special. So what I can do is I can head over to this particular blog post, and now I know that I can just choose this particular keyword here and interlink it to the page in question, which is Street 750 ownership. So I can use this keyword and link it to this particular blog post. So this is how I'll be doing. I'll be opening up every single page, and also I can choose it in this also. This page is actually about Triumph Tiger, but there is a mention of Harley Davidson. So another opportunity where I can just jump in and quickly interlink it to this particular page. So per page that I open, I don't think I'll be doing more than one link. So one link from a page to a page is more than enough. So this is how we basically go about doing it. Sometimes it can get a little confusing, so don't worry too much about it. You can always create a simple Excel sheet and organize all your data there. In fact, even in your search console, you can see the number of interlinks a particular page has. And as you can see, this particular page which we are trying to interlink to, which is the Harley Davidson Street 750 ownership experience, already has 14 interlinks. I think I can push it to probably 20 or probably 4 or 5 more. So again, like I mentioned, there is room for improvement here. So this is the most simplest way of going out there and interlinking your content. There are plenty of plugins out there. Yoast SEO Premium provides this, but obviously you need to pay for it. Also, there are plenty of other plugins out there which does this, but they are not exactly accurate in terms of, especially the auto interlinking featured ones. They're not extremely accurate. I personally really like doing it manually because the kind of content you have written on your website, so it is much more easier for you to piece things together than a plugin doing it for you. So slightly complicated, but I would strongly suggest you do this. So you need to keep this as a practice whenever you write a new blog post. So whenever you write a new blog post, take a bunch of keywords, use this site operator, find opportunities, and as soon as the new blog post is published, interlink it from as many pages as possible, because that way it will index super fast and it will get crawled multiple times, and also it might have a higher chance of getting ranked because of all the interlinkings that it has got. So go out there, go to your search console, see all the pages that would require interlinking for that simple push. I have done this personally in the past and it has given me incredible results. Trust me when I say this, interlinking is a huge thing in SEO which people don't talk about a lot or don't do a lot at all. So if a lot of famous bloggers and the successful bloggers out there actually do their or get their interlinking so well, because of which they attract a lot of organic traffic. In fact, we are doing this exercise across all our web properties, and you should definitely be doing this too. So like I mentioned before, this is a very simple method but a very effective one at it. So in conclusion, use do follow and no follow tag carefully. What I mean by this is, as a rule of thumb, all the internal links should be do followed, because you definitely would want to pass all the link juice a particular page has to another page internally, not externally, of course. So any external link, keep it as no follow. Any internal link, keep it as do follow. Also, there might be certain pages on your website which you might not want to attract unnecessary traffic, something like a privacy page, or probably a terms and conditions page. So these are the pages that are there just for information, and sometimes, a lot of times rather, just for formalities. So you would not want to do follow any of these pages when you're interlinking. So keep in mind, use do follow and no follow tags carefully. Any interlink, unless it's a useless page or a not so useful page, don't do follow it. This goes without saying, but I'll just put it out here. When you're interlinking, try to get links which are contextually similar to the page that you're linking out to. So which makes it all the more important for the links to be relevant and for the links to be contextual. Not only will it help the search engines, it is definitely going to help your users find more content on your website and spend more time on your website. So look for posts that can bring in you a lot of traffic. In terms of when you do your keyword research, you might know a particular keyword might have X amount of search volume, and if that is a kind of post or a page that requires an extra push, see wherein you can put an extra number of interlinks to that particular post and try to push it up as much as possible. Sometimes you can also put it in the footer if you think that that particular page or post is going to get you more traffic compared to any other posts out there. So again, figure out what is the best way to go about doing this. Also, the other way you can do it is, if a particular post is already getting a lot of traffic and you want to further divert them internally, you can use that as your content heavy page and move or direct traffic across your website internally. Like I mentioned before, use anchor text wisely and don't overdo it. Mix it up as much as possible. Use a keyword as an anchor text, use a generic term as an anchor text, so use the title of the blog itself as an anchor text, or just put in a naked URL there sometimes if you want to. So do everything that I've told you in this particular video and keep experimenting with interlinking. Interlinking gives you the kind of control that no other kind of links will give you. You have complete control over what kind of links that you can use and the way the interlinks will flow throughout your website. So use that authority that you have, use that opportunity that you have to the fullest, and try to rank for as many keywords as possible. So I hope this video was very useful to you. I hope I've made you understand why you should be interlinking and why it is so useful, both in terms of users as well as SEO. Go out there and interlink your website as much as possible. Do it in a nice way, do it in an organized way, do it in a structured way, and I can assure you that you will start seeing results from doing something like this. So that's it for this video. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thank you very much.